So Zoom is an app that lets you connect with people all around the globe with the help of its meetings feature. You can be virtually present at any location possible. All you need to know is how to join a Zoom meeting. So let's see that how are we going to do this. So for joining a Zoom meeting, you need two things. The first thing is that someone should invite you to your meeting. Then you can join their meeting. Or if you're creating your own meeting, then you need the link, or you need to create a meeting so that others can join in with you. The second thing you need is a Zoom app. For the purpose of the PC, the presence of a Zoom app is mandatory, but in the case of a mobile phone, a Zoom app can be installed onto your mobile like Android or iPhone or any of the devices possible. So basically, once someone is inviting you to a Zoom meeting, they would share these kind of message with you. It could come through mail, WhatsApp, or a text message, anything it could come through. So it would contain the name of the person who is inviting you to a Zoom meeting. In my case, I have set the name as host, and I have created this meeting from my mobile and have invited myself. That is, I have copied this message and into my PC, and from PC I'm going to join this meeting. Okay. So host is inviting you to a scheduled Zoom meeting, and this is the topic. If you want to join the Zoom meeting directly, you can simply just copy this link and paste in your browser. So let's just copy this link and paste in my browser over here. So what will it do? It would ask me to launch Zoom meetings, which is nothing but the Zoom app which we have installed, and then we could just proceed with it. But now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on cancel, because we are going to join it with a second method, that is the meeting ID and the passcode. So to join any meeting, you need to know the meeting ID and the passcode. So this is the Zoom app that I have opened up onto my PC. When you want to join a meeting, you can just click on this plus icon that lets you join a meeting. So as you can see, it asks for a meeting ID or a personal link name. So I'm just going to go here, and from here I'm just going to copy my meeting ID and paste it over here. Okay, then I want to change my name, so let me just change my name to sample. Okay, and I don't want to connect my audio, and my video would be turned off. Okay, so these are the settings that I want. Then click on join. Now what it will do, it would connect me and asks me for a meeting passcode. So this is the passcode of the meeting. I'm just going to copy it and paste it over here and click on join meeting. Now what will happen is Zoom would actually verify these credentials and would connect me into the meeting. The host will get a message that so and so person is waiting. So do you want to admit them? Since I'm the host through my phone, so I'm just going to click on admit. As soon as I do that, you can see that the app has changed. It has changed to connecting, and now it is connecting me into that particular meeting. Okay. So now as you can see, I'm connected to the meeting. It asks me that how I want to join my audio. Do I want to join with a computer audio, or I want to test my speaker and microphone? In case you're not confirmed about the status of your speaker and microphone, always check it beforehand and then click on join with computer audio. Okay. Now we can just maximize this. This is the host who is named as host. Fortunately, this is the same person, that's me joining from my mobile. Okay, and this is me, that's sample, who is being connected over here. In here you can see the number of the participants, that's 2 participants, host and me. If you want to chat with them, you can chat. There are 2 options to chat. Either you can chat with everyone, or you can send private messages to the host or to the other participants as well. If you want to share your screen, if you want to record the meeting, if you want to give some reactions, like someone has said something and you want to give your reaction, that thumbs up. So this is where your reaction would be shown. And there are some other reactions as well. If you want to raise a hand to just ask a question, so that's where your hand raise would be shown, so that the host can see that you are waiting to say something or ask a question or something. Okay, If you want to start chatting, you can use this mic to unmute yourself. If you want to start your video, you can click on this camera icon to start your video. And once you're done, you can just leave the meeting by clicking on this leave option and leave meeting. How can we actually create breakout rooms in Zoom? So in Zoom meetings, there is a situation where you are connected with many participants, but you want them, all the participants that are currently present in the Zoom meeting, to be broken out into smaller rooms or maybe in smaller groups where they can perform a group activity. But you do not want those group activities to be shared with the participants of other groups, right? So with this kind of a situation, a feature of Zoom that is a breakout room is really essential. It comes in handy. So in today's video, we are going to see that how are we going to work with breakout rooms. So first of all, what you need to do is, as a host, you can create breakout rooms. You can move participants from one room to another. You can close breakout rooms anytime you want. But for all those purposes, you need to log into Zoom account, and from there you need to just allow these breakout rooms. So what we are going to do is, here we are in this site zoom.us. So what you can do is simply type zoom.us onto your PC, onto your browser more specifically, and let me show you how it's done. So here we are on the site of zoom.us. Now in here, what you need to do is you need to sign into your account, or if you are not already created an account with Zoom, you need to create an account. So let me just sign into my account and show you how it's done from there. So here I have signed into my Zoom account, and what you need to do is you need to go to settings. In the settings, there are different options that are available. Make sure you are in this meeting. In this meeting, you need to go to this in meeting and in parentheses advanced option. So here you will see an option of breakout room, which is by default turned off. You can't toggle it to on. So let us just toggle it to on. The settings would be automatically updated. Here a checkbox would automatically be checked, that is allow host to broadcast message to the participants. Means the host can just type in one message and that would be shared with all the groups or the breakout rooms that are present in the meeting. And the host can have another feature, that is to assign the participants to the rooms. Okay, so let me just turn this feature on as well, and let's just click on save. So now once your settings have been updated, once they are saved, you as a host in your Zoom meeting will get an option to break out the rooms. Okay, so let's just return to our Zoom meeting. Here it is, and here I have already checked the option of the breakout rooms. So what you need to do is just click on this more, and there is this option of breakout rooms. So there is this room 1 which is already there. So let's just delete this room and let me just create a new room. So click on add a room, that's room 2. But if you want to rename it, let's say I want to change it to group 1. Okay, like this. There is this assign button. Let's just click on assign. So all the participants that are there in your meeting would be shown over here. So currently in my meeting there is only one participant, Sam. So you can just click over here, and then you can just click on open all rooms. So these rooms would be opened for all the participants. Now participants will get a prompt to join this particular room. So as soon as they click on join from their devices, then they would be joined into this particular room, that is the breakout room. So once they are joined, you would get their status updated over here, and there is this option of move to. So if there are multiple rooms, you can move participants from one room to another, or you can move them to the main session. But before that, let's see how can we broadcast a message to all rooms. So let me just search for just type in hi and click on broadcast. So every participant in every room would be getting this message because this is a broadcast message. Okay, once I'm done with this thing, I can just click on close all rooms, and all the rooms would be closed, and the participants would be given 60 seconds to leave their rooms and join the main session. Participants can further select leave now option from their devices to get back to the main session. Okay, So I have closed the breakout rooms and now the participants are backed into the main session. So this is how the whole breakout room things work. How can you share a whiteboard with all the participants of your Zoom meeting? So whiteboard is an application that is pre-installed in Zoom, or you can think of it as like a feature that a Zoom app gives to you. Using this whiteboard, you can actually help the participants to teach them in a much more interactive way using a virtual whiteboard. Okay, so let's see how can we create a whiteboard, or how can we share a whiteboard in Zoom. So the first thing that you need to do is go to the share screen option. Once you are in the meeting, you can just go to the share screen option, and once you do that, you can see that you're getting all these different options. You can share your entire screen or particular windows that you want to share with your other participants, or what you can do is you can just go to this option that is a whiteboard option. For the Mac users, there is this option of sharing their iPhone or the iPad screen as well, but for the Android ones, we don't have that feature yet. So for those who want to share the whiteboard, we can just click on whiteboard and click on share. Now what happens is a whiteboard is created, a virtual whiteboard is created over here. Okay, now we can use this like you want to draw something. So what we can do is let's just take a color red and let's start drawing something. Okay, so just like this, you can just draw something. You can write a message like this. You can actually teach them something. You can undo this, you can redo it, whatever you want. Then we have some of these symbols given here, like you can draw a circle, you can draw these different kinds of lines. These lines you can draw. You want to write some text, you can just write some text as well, like hello there. So this whiteboard is shared with all the participants who are present in the meeting. Furthermore, what you can do is you can actually download this whole file as a PNG or a PDF into your computer, or you can just clear all the drawings, or you can share this whiteboard with viewers as well, like you want to interact on something. So this whiteboard can be used by you as well as all the participants who are there, and they can just give their suggestions. So you want to clear those drawings, so you can clear viewers drawings, you want to clear your drawings, that you can do, or you want to clear all the drawings, that all you can do. Okay, so once you are done with the meeting and you have recorded the meeting, so this whiteboard, all of the whiteboard files that you have created would be saved onto your PC as well, along with the recording, so that you can share it with the participants afterwards. So this is how this thing works. This is how you can actually use a whiteboard. How can you share screen in Zoom with all the participants? Now this feature, the share screen feature, is available to all of the participants who are a part of a Zoom meeting along with the host as well. So you can share your screen with everyone, and anyone can share the screen. You definitely need not to be a host to share the screen. Okay, now there are different options in sharing screen as well, like you can share your entire screen or only a specific window of your screen. Okay, so right now I am in a Zoom meeting where I am the host and I am the only participant, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to share my entire screen. So here is this option of screen. If you just click on the share screen option, the green button on the just middle, then this window would pop up, and in this window you can just click on screen. Your entire screen would be shared. So you just click on screen and click on this share option, so your entire screen is sharing. This means right now this window is open, so wherever this green line is, that all the windows the participants are getting to see. If I just open up my Google Chrome, then let me just open it up. Now once the Google Chrome is opened, there is a green line all over it. That means my participants can see my Google Chrome as well. Let me open up my notepad. So here is my notepad. Now the participants would be able to see my notepad. This means whatever windows I open, since my entire screen is shared, the participants would be able to view all of them. But Let us suppose I do not want to share all of my screens. I only want to share a couple of screens. Okay. So how do we proceed with that? So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the sharing. Here is the stop share option. So my screen would be stopped sharing. Now I want to reshare my screen, but only with a specific window. Let's say I only want to share my notepad. Okay. So let me just go to the share screen option. And once I'm getting this option, I'm getting this different options, like what do I want to share with others. So let's say I just want to share my notepad. If I want to share multiple windows, I can just control click multiple windows. Okay, let's say I want to share notepad and Google Chrome. So let's just control click on Google Chrome and notepad. So both of them would be shared, and click on share. So now notepad is being shared. If I open Google Chrome, this would be shared. But if I open my folder, this folder window, this would not be shared with the participants. I can do anything over here that won't be shared with the participants. Okay. So that's how you can add a layer of privacy in Zoom with the participants you are in a meeting with. And there's one more thing. So let's just stop the screen sharing for a second. If you just click on the share screen option, there is this option of share sound. So what it does is it basically gives you a opportunity, a way through which you can share the sound that you are hearing to the participants. Suppose you are you have a video onto your system and you want to show it to all of the participants. You are going to share your screen and play the video, but the participants would only get the video, not the audio. So in this case, you can enable the share sound option so that they would also get to hear the audio for a much more clearer understanding of what's going on, right? So here you can just click on share sound and that option would work. So that's how we share screen in Zoom. How can we set a virtual background for our Zoom meetings? In case the place where you are taking a meeting is not very cluttered, is not like very decluttered, and you want to share your screen or share your video, but the place is not ideal for participants, all the participants to see, then Zoom gives you an option to choose a virtual background. Now there are three things you can do with your virtual background. First is you can just blur your original background. Second is you can use the pre-installed photos which Zoom provides, and the third is you can update or upload your own pictures. Okay, so in this video we are going to see exactly how we are going to use a virtual background for Zoom. So first of all, once you are in your Zoom app, you need to go to this cork sign that is going to show you the settings on the top left corner. Then in this menu you have this option of background and filters. Now once you go in there, this kind of a background would be available which actually shows the current camera, like what the camera is seeing. Okay, so right now it's selected to none, but if you just click on blur, it would just blur your background. As you can see, the background has been blurred right now. All these things have been blurred, right? So there is this one option that you can choose. The second option is a pre-installed Zoom background. So this is a pre-installed Zoom background. Let me just show you how it is going to look. This is how it is going to look. This is a virtual background, and then you can actually be shown in front of this background. Okay, so like this you would be shown. You can just like this choose multiple backgrounds like this wheat field or in the space. Whichever background you like the best, you can choose for yourself. Okay, then if you are not satisfied with any of these, you can always go to this none option. But how you want to upload your own background? What if you want to upload your own background? How can you proceed with it? So for that, there is this plus option which you can go on, and there is this option of add image. So you can just click on add image option. And I have already downloaded an image from Google itself. I can just click on this image and click on open. So this image would be opened and this would act as my virtual background right now. So just like this, you can upload any of these images that you want. Next thing we have is some of these filters that are available. So these are these video filters that are available as well. You can just click on them, and these are these different filters that you can choose from. So if you like, you can just get any filters for yourself, like this is smiley icons or any of these icons. Like this, you can get some filters for yourself to make your background look much more interesting. That's all for this video, and that's how you can choose virtual background for your Zoom meetings. We are going to show you some of the security features that you must keep in mind when you are scheduling a meeting in Zoom. Now these security settings are the general ones, like you can make note of them and perform these steps every time we are scheduling a new meeting, because they not only ensure your privacy, but they also ensure that whatever is happening in the meeting, the host has the full control of it. So let us see that what are those settings. First of all, for those settings, you need to go to this link, that is zoom.us. So although the link is already opened onto my screen, but I'm again going to go to this link just to show you guys, zoom.us. From here you can just go to host a meeting or my account basically. Now when you are in this my account, you will get every information about your account. Now from this you need to go to meetings. In this meeting there is this option of schedule a meeting, so let's just click on that. Now once you click on this option, then you will be getting a bunch of options that you can control before scheduling a meeting. First of all is the topic, so you can add any topic, which is not much of a security feature but a setting over here. Here you can set duration and the time when you want to make sure that your meeting starts. Next we have is a very important setting, and that is a recurring meeting. So if you just click it on, then what happens is you can select when this meeting recurs. Like by default the setting is every day until April 5th 2022, which is a 7 occurrences. So that is by default taken by Zoom, but you can just change the recurrence frequency, the repetition after how many days, like you want every alternate days or so on, and till when you want it. And then what happens after that number of occurrences, like you want 20 days or 30 days or so on. Then very important security feature is a passcode. Make sure that the passcode is always present there. Zoom automatically generates a passcode for you, which is this one. Only the participants who have this passcode and the meeting link would be able to join it. So make sure you set a strong passcode so that no one unwanted accesses that. The second option is this waiting room option, which is really very important. So what happens is whenever a participant wants to join a meeting, they go into the waiting room and they wait. They do not get to see what is happening in the meeting. The host has a control wherein he has to manually approve each and every participant who is present in the waiting room, and only if the host approves, then the participants enter into the main meeting. This is very important step, as you can tell that your private information, whatever is going on in the meeting, won't be leaked to anywhere outside the world. Next is this option, so let's just click on this show option. Here there are a few options that you can choose, like allow participants to join anytime. If there is a time constraint, like you do not want participants to join anytime but only in the first 5 or the first 10 minutes, so you can make sure that this option is not checked. Mute participants upon entry. This is a very important option. If you don't want some hustle or whatever background noise is going on from the participants end to disturb your meeting, then you can just click on this option and the participants would be muted by default. Breakout room pre-assigned. So there is a breakout room video which we have already recorded. I would recommend you to just take a look at that to understand what is a breakout room. And if you want to pre-assign those breakout rooms, then you can just click on this option. Next is automatically record the meeting on the local computer. So this happens when you want to record the meeting but don't want to go through the trouble of pressing the record button. So you can automatically turn this option on. And further, you can approve or block entries to users from specific regions or countries. Like if you want to limit your Zoom meeting interaction to only a particular region and don't want other regions to join in, then you can use this option. And finally, once all of these options are okay with you, you can just click on the save option and a meeting would be scheduled. We are going to discuss about the settings that go on before we need to record a meeting on Zoom. So this is a Zoom app that I have opened on my PC. In order to customize the settings for the recordings, we need to go onto the settings option. So this cork symbol that is just below the profile icon is settings. Let's just click on that. In this setting we have different options, so let's just click on recording. Now this would give you all the options that Zoom offers for customizing the recordings of the meetings. So the first thing is the location. This is by default the location where all your Zoom recordings would be stored. If you want, you can just open it up and that would show you the different recordings over here. Let's just close this. If you want to change this location, you can change it as well, but this is the by default location, so I would recommend you just go with it. Then there is an option to choose a location for the recorded files when the meeting ends. So if you don't want all of your files to be going into the same location, the same default location, but you want them at some other place, then you can choose this option wherein every time your meeting is recorded, you would be given an option to choose that where those recordings would be stored. Next option is choose a separate audio file for each participant, which means a separate audio file for each individual participant would be created, so you can analyze actually what that particular participant is saying throughout the meeting. Optimize for third-party video editor. That means if you want to later on edit your videos, that you can edit using this option. If you want to add a timestamp for the recording, that also you can add using this option. If you want that when someone is sharing the screen, do you want to record the video at that time as well, then you can keep on this option checked, otherwise you can uncheck it. Or if you want to keep the temporary recording files which are not needed and just the junk files, so you can just keep those recordings as those files as well. So these were about the recording settings. This would also show you how much space that is available for storing your recorded files. This version that I'm using is a free version, but in the case of the paid version, you would also get an option wherein you can choose to store your recorded files onto the cloud space. So that is a much more convenient option that helps save the local memory. Now let us see how can we actually record meetings in Zoom. So herein I have created a Zoom meeting, and then in order to record it, there is this record option. I can just click on this and you can see that right now I'm the only participant and I'm muted, so it gives me an option that whether I want to include audio in my recording or I just want to unmute myself so that actually something is recorded in the audio part. So let's just click on unmute myself, and now you can see the mic icon is glowing over here a little bit green. That means whatever I'm saying, that audio is also being recorded. On the top left icon you can see a recording option. Here is this pause recording option and the stop recording option. If you click on pause recording, the recording would be paused and you can resume it anytime. So let's just pause, and you can see that recording paused is being shown over here. If I just want to resume it, I can resume it as well. Similarly, I can just perform all these actions from here also, like stop recording, and I will get a notification that the recorded file will be converted to MP4 when the meeting ends. So not only the file needs to be recorded, it also needs to be converted into an MP4 file so that we can actually view it. So let's just end the meeting for all so that how we can see how this conversion actually happens. So this is how the conversion is being happening. The meeting recording is being converted, and when you convert the meeting recording, these are the kind of the files that you will get: the MP4 file which stores the video, the audio file which stores the audio, and the configuration file. If any of the chats happen during that time, then all those chats are also recorded and are stored as a text file. So this is what you get automatically when you record a meeting in Zoom. How can you schedule a Zoom meeting? So this is the Zoom app. There are two ways to schedule a Zoom meeting. One is through a Zoom app and the other is through the zoom.us website. So first of all, we would be seeing in the app, and then we would be moving on to the website to see how can we actually schedule a Zoom meeting. So to schedule it on the app, you can see that there is this schedule option. You can simply just click on this. First of all, there is a topic that has been given to you. You can enter any topic that you like. Then you can choose the starting date and starting time. Now this has to be of the future. As you can see, today is 30th March, so this date is marked and all the rest of the dates are blank. That means we cannot go into the previous dates and schedule the meeting there. So let's just choose a date from the future. Let's say 7th of April. Okay, the time you can just choose any time. I'm just going with 2 p.m. and then you need to select the duration. So since this is a free version, the duration that I can set is up to 45 minutes. So I can just set a 45 minutes duration, and then I will get a message like this that Zoom basic plan has a 40-minute time limit. So if you want unlimited meetings, you need to upgrade. So there is a simple trick through which we can schedule we can even get bigger meetings, not through scheduling but through direct meetings. So we will see that as well, but for now let's just reduce the duration to 30 minutes. Next, if you want to set up a recurring meeting, then you can just check this link, but I'm not going for a recurring meeting. Then you can just select a time zone as well, so I'm good with India. Then the meeting ID, do you want to generate it automatically or do you want to use your personal meeting ID? Now the personal meeting ID never changes, so anyone who has once got your personal meeting ID can be still able to join any of your Zoom meetings if they are conducted through this personal meeting ID. So always go with this generate automatically option. Rest of the settings I'm just going to keep them as it is. Let's just look in the advanced options. In the advanced option, I want to mute the participants upon entry, and I want to automatically record the meeting on the local computer. So these are the two settings I want to change, and then click on save. So now it will schedule a Zoom meeting, and in the Google Calendar it will give me all these information. So I can just save this information into my Google Calendar, and that's how this meeting, I would be reminded of this meeting. How can we use the concept of waiting rooms in a Zoom meeting? So first of all, let us understand that what is the concept of waiting rooms in Zoom. So what happens, waiting rooms is a feature that is provided in Zoom. Whenever any participant wants to join a meeting, then he is not directly granted the access to the meeting. Instead, he is guided to a waiting room wherein he will be there and a request is sent to the host. Now the host has the power to whether they want to allow that particular participant into their meeting or not. This ensures that only the verified participants can enter the meeting, and only those participants whom the host knows can enter the meeting, and this prevents the leaking of the private information and any nuisance from being created in the meeting. So once the meeting is created, this is a default option that is provided in all the Zoom meetings. So let us see how this thing works. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna invite one participant into my meeting through mail, and then we will be seeing this concept of waiting room. Okay, so I've invited the participant already. Let's see when he joins, and I will be getting a notification over here. So in order to invite the participants over the mail, we can simply just click on this participants tab. This would show me as the host. If I want to invite more participants, I can simply click on this invite option, and here is this option of email. So I want to I can copy the invite link or simply just invite them over mail. So this is what it would open up. The invite link, the meeting ID and the meeting passcode would be mailed to the invitee, and herein I can type in the mail ID. When I type the mail ID and send, the mail would be received by them. So now I have invited the participant. Let us wait for them to join in so that we can actually see how the waiting room works. So the participant is actually me only from my mobile phone. So here I have sent the join request. Now as you can see, in this participants tab, I am getting an option of a waiting room, and in this waiting room there is this person, and I have two options. Either I can admit them or remove them. Then there is this message option. I can directly post a message to all the participants who are actually a part of the waiting room, that you can wait for 10 minutes or you can wait for 5 minutes or something like this. Any information I can provide. On the participants screen, the message that is being shown right now is the host will let you in soon, and they're not able to see what is happening in the meeting. So finally I have decided to admit this participant, so let's just click on admit, and then I'm getting this status updated as joining. How can a host allow recording for the participants while a Zoom meeting is running? So this is an option that you can set just before starting a Zoom meeting in the settings, but in case you have started the Zoom meeting already and you are the host and you do not want to end the meeting and restart it, then and you want the participants to share their screens as well, then how can you do this exact thing? So for this thing, what we are going to do is we are going to see a very simple trick. Here is an option of the share screen, and this is available in the host computer. So you need to click on this up arrow. There is this advanced sharing options, so you can go to this advanced sharing options and make sure in this who can share, this all participants is checked. So when all participants is checked means all the participants in the meeting can share their screen. Now when someone is sharing the screen and you want to stop them from sharing, or you want some other participant to share their screen, then that setting also is controllable. That means who can start sharing when someone else is sharing. So by default option is only host, but you can just check it to all participants. This means after one participant, any other participant can actually share their screen. Also you can set that how many participants can share a screen at a time, only one or multiple participants. If you want only one, then that's the default setting available, or you can select multiple participants as well. Then you can close this window, and then the participants would be able to share the screen. So let me just share my screen from my mobile to show you how it is working. So this is right now what I'm seeing in my mobile. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.